Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Charles in Charge Cowboys Sports Report. Just fitting my videos in anywhere I can during the daytime. Please subscribe, like, and share. If you're watching this video and you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, still new. My first goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers so I can start doing live shows. When I start doing live shows, it will be live, if you know what I mean, and you will be entertained. Please press that red subscribe button. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. And press the like button. Like Mike Fisher says, it beats algorithms and helps your video basically get viewed more. Now, I know we were all disappointed that we didn't make a trade at the deadline. We were, trying to get Brandon Cooks. But we got on the phone too late. We should have got on the phone a week earlier if we were very serious about attaining that guy. Getting him would have been good because of his speed aspect, somebody to stretch the field at receiver. But I believe in my bones that our receiver is a free agent right now, and that's Odell Beckham. He'll probably be ready by December. And if I were the Cowboys, I would sign him in November. Sign him before anybody else does. I think he would love to play for the Star, the biggest team on the biggest stage, on the year that we have a shot to really make some waves. And in December, when he comes back, he'll be on a pitch count. He'll really be for the playoffs. That's his purpose. That's what his purpose would be for January. In December, November, December, he would learn the playbook. In December, we'd play him on a pitch count, kind of like Michael Gallup's first couple games back. And then in January, unleash him. Think CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, and OBJ as your top three guys. And then you got Noah Brown behind that as receiver number 4. That would be the best trio going into the NFL playoffs. Right there, Lamb, Gallup, and OBJ. I know people are saying he's coming off his second surgery. He's not going to be the same guy. Probably play him next season. No, he's going to play hella high water at the end of this season for a contender. And we are one of those contenders. And more sources are linking his name to our team. I think he would like to play for America's team at least one season, especially this year, a year that we got a shot. Jonathan Hankins, the guy we traded for, he only played a handful of plays against Chicago. When he was in the game against Chicago, we only allowed 3.5 yards to carry. When he was out of the game, we allowed like 5.5 yards to carry. So there was a clear difference between Hankins in the game and out of the game. And he didn't play but a handful of plays against Chicago. He has a bye week and all of next week to get the defense in his mind and understand the scheme and what he's got to do. And he can be on the field more snaps, more first and second downs. I think he can be a big difference in the run game. I don't think we're going to sign Sue. If Jerry Jones really, really wanted the Super Bowl like he said he wouldn't, that we wouldn't believe the check that he would write to win one more, well, prove it, Jerry. If that's the case, and you would give Sue his $9 million, Sue and Hankins would be more than enough to shore up the run defense, and then OBJ at wide receiver for late December in the playoffs. And Tyron Smith is scheduled to be back in 3 to 4 weeks. I believe he will be back. A lot of people thought he wouldn't come back this season. The man wants to come back and be a part of this playoff run. Imagine in December, Ty Smith coming back. He goes back to a spot at left tackle. We can kick the rookie back in at left guard. Tyler Smith can play both spots. He was at left guard all offseason, all preseason. He knows the position. And I think he won't skip a beat. Tyler Smith won't skip a beat at left guard. And Ty Smith comes back in December in his full strength in January. Our offensive line will be, man, they will be powerful. The only weak link will be the center, Tyler Biadasz, who is playing better this season than he has his first two. I mean, think of that: Ty Smith, Tyler Smith, Biadasz, Zach Martin, Terrence Steele. Our run game would almost be unstoppable. We'd be able to push defensive lines back at will, even the Niners' defensive line, with Nick Bosa and Armstead and those guys. No, 3 front seven would scare us. Damn David Mills, man. It was 14 up. After halftime, they got the Eagles at 2-3 and outs, and David Mills throws just a horrible ball. He could have thrown it over the head of Chauncey Gardner-Johnson and led it to his receiver up the field. Instead, he just throws it right to the damn safety. Just take the sack and live to play another down, David Mills. That's why you're probably going to get replaced by a first-round draft pick next year, because they got plenty after the Watson trade. I was really hoping to see Philly fall last night. Philly looks very human, man. They are barely getting by games right now. And all we got to do is be one game better than them until Christmas Eve, like I said, and then we handle business at home. If Cooper Rush almost beat them with 3 turnovers and a turnover on downs at their own 34, and it was a 3-point game in the fourth quarter with Dak Prescott, and the offense at a higher level, and we don't throw 3 interceptions, we can dismantle the Eagles. I know that, and everybody else knows it. Us and San Fran are the biggest threat to Philly. But I want to win the division. I want to have the home playoff game, and if possible, the number 1 seed. And that will come down to playing at Minnesota, and then 4 days later playing at home against the Giants on Thanksgiving. Those back-to-back games are big. It's against a 1-loss team and a 2-loss team. Green Bay, after the bye week, if we go out there and handle business, this should not be a problem. Minnesota and the Giants will be a big 1-2 combo. And then after that, we get a mini bye week. We get a good 10 days off. And after that, the schedule's pretty much cake until Philly again. And Tennessee, maybe, if you want to say that. But I think they're not in the same league as us. There's no game on the schedule that's not winnable. I mean, we should be favored in every game from here on out, maybe until Philly. And then whenever Philly comes into town, depending on the situation of both teams, hell, it might be a pick'em game. You never know. Because you get 3 points for being at home anyway. But this team is better than some people think. I know, because the Niners got CMC that, San Fran is now with the Vegas odds number 2 to come out of the NFC and represent the NFC in the Super Bowl behind Philly, and they got us in Minnesota tied at number 3. But I think we're better than San Francisco. We got a better quarterback. We got more weapons. They have Deebo Samuel, Kittle, CMC, yes, but we got Zeke, Pollard, Lamb, Gallup, and we got 3 very good tight ends. Those 2 rookie tight ends, Jake Ferguson and the undrafted rookie free agent Hendershot, they are good, and they can block very well. And Dalton Schultz is the receiving tight end of the 3. Our 3 tight end sets are very good. Pollard had 14 carries against the Bears, right? After that last carry, that 56-yard run that he had, he told Skip Pete, his running back coach, that he was done. He had no more to give. He was gassed. He was out. As you can see on that big touchdown run, towards the end of the run, he let up, because you know how fast he is, and you saw him let up because he had, the tank was empty. And Brisker kind of, got the back of his shoes as he was going into the end zone. That's why Pollard is not a 25 to 30 touchback a game. Zeke could take the ball 25, 30 times a game, especially in his prime. But now that we got 2 good 1A and 1B running backs, you give Zeke 20 carries, Pollard 15. That's 35 carries. You stick to that formula with this offensive line playing the way they are. They're playing very physical. That opens up the play-action game. Our offense will be very, very, very good. And with Hankins getting more involved in the run game, that should help cure it. I know Dan Quinn is very smart at this. He has orchestrated many, many great defenses. One historically great defense, as we all know. He'll get this run game fixed. By playoff time. By January, we will not be allowing 200-yard games. I'm pretty confident in that. But don't be upset that we didn't make a trade, because our draft picks, I think what the Cowboys want to do, and they know the players that we have. We are such a young team that we're not built just to have one winning season, one Super Bowl season. We're built to have a few. This team is very young. Very young, very promising players. This draft class, how many guys do we have making, starting and playing a lot of snaps right now? We got Tyler Smith playing full-time, Sam Williams in the rotation, making plays. Jake Ferguson at tight end number 2, making plays big time. Deron Bland is starting now because Jordan Lewis is out. He's playing great cornerback. Damone Clark is going to be starting next week because Anthony Barr is out. He looked pretty damn good against Chicago, and during one play, Damone Clark was up running 17 miles an hour. Man, we got 2 steals in the 5th round, Deron Bland and Damone Clark. That's 5 guys, and then Peyton Hendershot is 6. That's 6 rookies that we have right now that are playing, making difference on this team. And it will continue to get better. Every draft class that we get, we usually pick good. And so we didn't make a trade. We didn't give up a second-day pick or anything like that. All we got to do is sign Odell Beckham late November, early December, get him involved in the offense in the last 4 games on a pitch count, and then in January, let him loose. And we will be the most dangerous team in the playoffs. I guarantee you that. So don't be upset that we didn't make a trade. Jerry Jones has a plan, being that he didn't get Brandon Cooks. Jones has his eye on Odell Beckham. I guarantee you he does. He has that itch, and he knows that he is one big player away of pushing us over that top. Just like he signed Prime in 95, Stephen Jones tried everything he could to stop Jerry from signing Prime. I don't know why, because that was a Super Bowl ticket. He did it anyway, and in 92, he's traded for Charles Haley because the Niners couldn't stand him no more. Problem child. But we could handle people like that. We got Charles Haley over here. He changed the dynamic of the defense, of the team, gave the team a different chip on its shoulder. That's when we started, the dynasty in 92 and ended at 95 by signing Prime. And Jerry has the itch of making one big splash Super Bowl signing. Being that we got Hankins, I don't think we're going to get Sue, but Odell Beckham is the man to watch for. I feel there's an 80% chance we sign him. Besides Buffalo, Kansas City, and all the other contenders, something about the star that just gravitates certain players. And I think Odell Beckham wants to be on the biggest stage every week, especially in the playoffs. There's no bigger stage in the Cowboys playoff game. And that's where he can showcase his talents. Just like LeBron said, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach. Odell Beckham could say, I'm going to take my talents to America's team. That star that came off the flag onto the helmet, that's where he's going to land. I believe that with every fiber in my being, that Jerry is getting that deal ready to be done. A 1-year deal to get us over the top. And then after that, he can go somewhere else next year, as Anthony Barr will and as Dante Fowler will, because we've got a lot of young guys that are going to get even better in year 2. And we've got a young team that we could be good for a long time. So, that's my thought about the trade deadline. And we're going to get healthy during this bye week. We're going to come out. We're going to go to Lambeau. We're going to wax Green Bay. And then we're going to flex our dominance in Minnesota and then against the Giants on Thanksgiving. That's just how it's going to go. A lot of people predicted us to win 8, 9, maybe 10 games. We're going to win 12 minimum, maybe 13, maybe 14 this year. A lot of people thought I was crazy and that I was just being a homer, but I know how good this team can be. And we are better than we were last year. We're more physical. And our defense is better to shore up the run game. And our offense, if they could be 80%, 75% of what they were last year, everybody watch out. And our special teams is very special too. And we got a return man, Turpentine. He will get a touchdown before this season is over. Maybe 2. He's been so close to breaking 1 or 2. But that's it for this video, guys. Don't be frustrated about the trade deadline. Our guys waiting for us in the wins in late November, early December. And we know him all too well. He was our adversary for many years, and he will be our big time friend come playoff time. That's it for this episode, guys. Please subscribe, like, and share for the Charles in Charge Cowboys Sports Report. Help get me to 1,000 subscribers, guys. I'm right under 200. If I get one subscriber for every video I make, I'll make 1,000 videos to get 1,000 subscribers. I just won't quit until I get there. And then when I start doing live shows, I can do collab shows with Law Nation and whatnot. I guarantee you, I will pay y'all back tenfold. Y'all will be glad y'all invested in subscribing into my channel. Been watching this team since '93. I can break down every season from '93 until now. That's how into this team I am. It's my only hobby. Besides my family and my business and the Lord, this is my hobby. It's my only interest I have is football. I loved it. I played it. And I love the Cowboys ever since I was 6 years old. So that's it for this episode, guys. Keep God first and foremost. He is number one. Everything else comes second, even this. But please subscribe, like, and share, guys. And I'll see y'all guys on the flip side. Charles in Charge is out.